Good day and welcome. You're having a good day today? We're doing log runs, wrapping up some missions. Eating cheesies. Thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Hey, Asta. How's it going, eh? Got the medium truck ready? Good, thank you. Okay, so my plan was up here, this log site, drop the trailer off, run over a set of logs there, and then grab the trailer and then run over to here. Pretty simple plan. No work. Nice. Nice, I tell ya. Well, I guess I should grab a log trailer, technically. Probably a good idea. I have cheesies. We want a log trailer that can haul medium logs. That one probably can, right? That's a rare. That's a heavy duty trailer. Look at that one. Like all sorts of wheels, eh? Gotta be the one, eh? Gotta be the one. Do you like cheesies? They're cheesiest. I had a Vietnamese sub for lunch today. It was a little different. They use sweeter onions, but I took most of the onions off. Yeah, that's right. As opposed to like a Subway or something like that, you know? Get a ham. What do you put on your hamburger? Like, what's your typical burger ingredients? Just run over their fence. It's probably the easiest. Cornflakes with sugar. Nice. I have mini wheat sometimes. Put Asian salad on your burger? Sounds exotic. Is that normally what you put on your hamburgers?
You are our guest.
Gosh, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Nobody's answered the poll so far. Drinking coffee and playing Assassin's Creed 3. Did I turn the poll on? I think it's on. So, well, what's your typical burger normally? You know, like, lettuce, tomato, mayo, bacon, that kind of thing. Can't remember if you've seen it. Don't eat bacon? Well, I'm just using some example typical burger ingredients. Don't like normal bacon. You can always put turkey bacon or vegan bacon on it. On the medium log thing already.
Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
Or if you don't put bacon on it.
You are our guest.
I'll just leave this trailer here now. Lettuce, tomato, cheese, beetroot, olives, shredded carrot, and onions. Can't say I've ever had beetroot on a burger. Or shredded carrot or olives. I've had egg on a burger. Oh. Want me going through there, apparently. Good. I don't even know what beetroot is. Alexa, what is beetroot? No, beets. I've only had beets like a couple times. Wow, Stephanie is quick to say hi. Sometimes corn on your burger. Man, you got like exotic burgers over there in Australia. I've seen people put French fries on burgers. Stephanie puts mashed potatoes on her burger sometimes. Although I've never heard of such a thing till she said it. Where they want that to go, eh? Probably like one of these side missions, I bet. There's none unlocked. Do the loop. Loop de loop. Well, one person's answered the poll so far. I would just default to no if you can't remember it. I'm good, thank you. I don't think I noticed that Stephanie's here. Apparently. I commented about you saying hi to Esta. How fast you said hi to Esta. Liked and shared. Well, thank you for liking and sharing. Hassan, thank you for liking as well. Stephanie's just in it for the glory. If you don't acknowledge the like and share, she makes sure to let you know. It's all a power trip, man. You're killing people. You don't think so? Well, I commented that she said hi to you. Like I said, Stephanie's in it for the glory. What did I have for dinner? Your favorite. I had shrimp orzo salad and chicken souvlaki.
You are our guest.
Deepa, thank you for liking. Come on, let's get on the road here. I'm getting stuck. Yeah. Oh. That's not good. Okay. Good taco pie. That's new. You don't usually have taco pie. And macaroni and cheese. You quite often have macaroni and cheese, though. I thought you'd be more impressed that I had your favorite chicken souvlaki and shrimp orzo salad. Damn. That is your favorite. What are you talking about? How do you know it's not your favorite? How many times have you had that? What makes you think it's not your favorite? Man, I really had trouble getting around that one curve, eh? Tough road. I know what you like. Scott's here. Thank you for sharing, Scott. Thank you for liking.
You are our guest.
I asked Scott, and Scott said it's your favorite.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
He knows too. There we go. We finally made it. Hey, Scott. You had pizza for dinner with chocolate birthday cake? Nice. That sounds good. Did you get any free food? Chocolate birthday cake? Or Esta's holding out on the pole today. She loves holding out on the pole for some reason. You know, it's not a scientific study, Esta. You're giving me a extra like, essentially. You voted no? I thought you were looking for it outside the other day. Look outside. Might be able to see it. Go straight up here. Oh, you couldn't see it? That's because you're probably too much light. This poll is bombing hard. Not enough answers. Esta, are you there? If you answer, it'll help a lot. Your answer doesn't matter, really. Answer. All the more interactions at the beginning of the stream, the better, you guys. And liking and answering the poll counts as interactions. Stephanie was looking in the air and said, Aurora Borealis, are you there? Going into the deep bush here. 800 days, holy crap. Your neighbors were out watching the lights. Yeah, you kind of got to look from a dark spot, right? So, you know, if you got a dark area, like a dark field or something, maybe you might have a better chance of seeing it. But I think ideally you'd want to go a little bit out of town. But, you know, some people have been saying they could see it from their yard. I don't know how big Stephanie's city she lives in is, but
You are
city light can certainly impact it. Zam, thank you for liking. Supposedly, it's pretty viewable from most of North America. Heavily around like 11 o'clock or something, eh? So, right around now for Stephanie. It should be viewable. Yeah, you're out of town. You don't live in a city? So that should make it a little easier. You just gotta find a dark area. Absolutely not a problem. Thank you so much. We'll deliver. Wreck the guy's fence, but we'll deliver his order. Now we just gotta go get 3 more. Gotta make our way back. The logging place. I can really turn around here. Wreck some more of his fence. Who cares about his fence? ERB. Okay, I think we're going the right direction now. Hanging right. Bet it's like 3 logs. It's gonna make me do an extra trip. So Scott, did you hear my question earlier? Stephanie asked me what I had for dinner, and it was orzo, shrimp orzo salad, and um, chicken souvlaki. And I said that's her favorite. You know what I'm saying? That's her favorite, isn't it? Meat? Yeah, she usually calls it meat on a stick, but you know, I just used a more technical term. Eats a lot of salad too. Orzo's very creamy. All right. We're gonna bring it. Island. Island Lake, man. Where are we? We're way the heck over here. Gonna make our way. Rob the Tuz of some gas. You know, Stephanie's being quiet because she realized, yes, indeed, that is one of my favorites. He only eats me. Well, that's what chicken souvlaki is. Look at that Maple Leaf. They fired their coach, I heard. Oh, we want to go here. It's going to be the turn off there. You know, you'd think that Stephanie is on a crappy internet plan because she tries to save typing characters all the time by, you know, not chatting too much. There we go. That's our path. Bat soup. Wait, I gotta go that way. Toot. Toot, toot. I guess it doesn't matter. I can go up here. Look at the birds. Do you see the birds there? Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Hey, Birdie must be mad at us. She hasn't been here in ages. Stephanie probably told her to be mad at us. Like, you guys should boycott the Star stream. Esta's back. Trying to get Stephanie to talk, but I think she's long gone. Look at that icon. Is that Bob's Burgers? Stephanie doesn't even say BRB right this anymore. You notice she didn't even say anything for an hour last stream. Before, until I said I was going to bed. Where should we go? Left or right? On this side, I guess. Stuck on now. Hang rocks. You ever watch Bob's Burgers? You like Archer? Right, we got any gas left there? Not much in the roof rack. There we go. We got gas again. Oh, did I tip it? Oh, don't tip. Careful. Close. Let's tip the trailer, man. It was so close. Maybe Stephanie went left to go find a dark field to look at the northern lights. Although she could take her phone with her. Or one of them anyway. You had a tequila shot? Is that the first time you've had tequila? Tequila's not the nicest, kindest tasting drink. One time at a hockey tournament, I like pounding tequila. And holy crap, was I sick that night. Then I had to wake up early and I made it to the hockey game, but I was like a period in by the time I got there, and I did manage to score a goal though. The northern lights are gone. They're supposed to be the most intense tonight, actually. Well, I mean, there's different tequilas. I mean, some are better than others, I think. Asta doesn't like tequila too much from the looks of it. I don't think tequila tastes great. It doesn't smell good either. But there is different qualities. Like any drink, you know. There's cheap vodka, expensive vodka. I like Polar Ice way better than I like, the certain kinds. I don't know. I don't think Polar Ice is even the best one or anything. You can go like there's some you watch for these liquor store promotions where they're actually selling the really good stuff. I saw a flyer for one, and it was advertising some of the bottles they were bringing. You You know, you're talking like $50,000 for a bottle of liquor. So, you know, often a bar or something would buy it and then, you know, charge people money for each drink. Had a really good rum one time. You know, it's funny, at the baseball game when I went to the Blue Jays in Seattle, I had some Corona. It was like I can't remember what flavor it was though. Not beer, but the other thing that they have. Got, I think it's vodka in it. And that was pretty good. And I went to buy some later, and that particular flavor is not in Canada. Like the blue one. Blackberry or something like that. Even a skull bottle, that's pretty cool. Turn here. One turn is gonna look drastic, eh? Hey Stephanie, are you there? Do you ever drink wine? I find I'm not a big wine drinker. Like rare once in a blue moon, but I just don't really like the flavor of it most of the time. Dessert wine is really good, but no? Oh, okay. I thought maybe at Christmas time or something you might have a glass of wine or something with the family. I guess you can't really drink any alcohol though. The medications and so forth. Ah, my logs fell off or something. Are they both there? There. Yeah, with medications, you know, you gotta read really close because there's a lot of things that you can't have when you're on medication. Sometimes stuff you don't even expect. You know, like milk. The big one, eh? Trailer looks empty. Must have fixed it and then just saw your comment as delayed. If you unpack it, or if the cargo tips too much and it unpacks itself, and it looks like it's only 3 logs, and then you just repack it. But if it's not lined up, you can't repack it. Or if the load falls off. Thank you for sharing, Misty.
You are.
There it is. Oh, there's their like. Their share should come up next.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
There it is. I wonder if anybody has ever watched my stream and then been inspired to watch the Bob and Doug McKenzie movie Strange Brew, where all these sounds come from. That'd be awesome if I inspired somebody to watch Strange Brew. You know, got the hankering. They wouldn't have had the hankering had it not been for me. Although Maverick, I think, he watched Strange Brew after being introduced to it by me. But I think he's the only one that's mentioned it. You love Strange Brew? That's, you know, Stephanie, if she watched it, that'd be amazing. Because it's got some fine Canadian actors in it. What happened to Maverick? He only shows up like once a month. Or once every couple weeks or something. Around the same time Timothy shows up, Maverick shows up sometime. It's funny, every time Timothy shows up, Maverick happens to show up. Maybe they're the same person, eh? Can you imagine if Timothy was actually Maverick? You know who hasn't shown up for a long time? Make this turn here. Here's the two sisters. They used to always come. I don't want to call them out. But you may know who I'm talking about.
You are our guest.
Prince, thank you for liking. Charlotte, and Rosa. I haven't seen them in ages. Ages, I tell you. They might also be the same person as Timothy. Who knows? Everybody might be Timothy. Maybe Stephanie is actually Timothy. That'd be the conspiracy to end all conspiracies, eh? Right, Timothy? I mean, Stephanie? That's Timothy. You know, sometimes Stephanie goes to talk to Timothy, but really she means that she's talking as Timothy. And, you know, both Stephanie and Timothy are actually AIs. Timothy's admitted it.
You are our guest.
Though Stephanie denies being an AI. Hey, Brittany, thank you for sharing and liking.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
Uh-oh. Not good. We're supposed to get over the bridge. Stuck on it. Got home from soccer. Did you enjoy the tournament? Let's advance the next round. Nice. Means more tournament.
You got to level 6, I only got to level 5. Beauty playing.
That's what Brittany said to her opponents. Or no, her opponent said that to her. So you got your extra, you got some extra bonus play. Now we gotta get one more. Notice how Stephanie doesn't dispute the point that she's actually an AI controlled by Timothy. I think there's a log stand over here. I can just go get one. Only need one, so maybe I'll just leave my trailer. This way. Team got first place. You get like, what do you get for a prize when you win first place? Pretty awesome. Easier on ourselves. Gold medal and bronze medal. Nice. You bite it to make sure it's real gold? Is that what you're supposed to do when you win a gold medal? Or does only Olympics do that? We can gas up. Oh, there's no gas in that one. That's misleading. Yeah. No, it's not real. Just painted. You never know. That'd be cool. You know what would be cool is if they use chocolate, those chocolate gold medals. Then you could eat your medal. You have a favorite kind of chocolate? I like dark chocolate. I don't think Stephanie likes our stream anymore. She never talks. Dark chocolate sea salt is good, eh? I had a Vietnamese sub today. Got a new fridge? What kind of fridge did you get? I bought a new fridge not too long ago. Like Black Friday. I got new appliances. I got the Samsung ones. They all talked to Alexa and stuff. Oh, Stephanie is alive. I thought she was gone. It was a Stephanie strike. Ran out of AI words to talk about. Frigidaire. I had a Frigidaire before. Got 25. That's a good size. Cubic feet. Side by side. That's nice. With ice maker and ice dispenser. Nice. I had a very similar fridge at one point.
You are gay.
My Samsung I just got at Black Friday is a side by side too. Although it's side by side, and then a freezer is underneath. And it has a water dispenser, an ice dispenser, and all that stuff too. Although I can't say I was free. Mine wasn't free. Cost an arm and a leg. So I only have one arm and one leg now. Yeah, well, actually, they got better. No, don't put it on the loading platform. Put it on the truck. We gotta wake our way back. There. Nice to have a new fridge, though. Nice to have an ice maker. Did they hook up the ice maker? I really like having an ice maker. Although I kind of like, there's like 3 different kinds of ice cubes mine makes. I kind of like the square ones it makes best. There we go. Logs are coming home. Logs are coming home. You know that, Brittany? We're bringing them. You know, like sawmill. They need more logs so they can do more business. That's the way to do it. You know, you gotta bring these logs to the right place. I wonder if Misty has ever seen Final Destination where they are hauling logs. You know, like Sears. Do you remember Sears had a brand name called Craftsman? I think that's what the brand name was, wasn't it? I think Frigidaire made their fridges. Because I was looking at a Craftsman at the time I had my Frigidaire, or that I wanted a Frigidaire, and I went to a furniture store. It also had appliances, and told them I was interested in this particular model, the Craftsman, and they showed me an identical Frigidaire one. I bought that because it was a little bit cheaper. You should have a quiz there of what brand is what? Like what store is what brand? Like who is Mastercraft? Kind of thing. I bet you Scott knows. Or Great Value. Store is that one? Canadian Tire is Mastercraft. What store is Kirkland? Or you haven't answered Great Value yet. So far, Scott's winning. You're right. Find like a trailer store. There's one there. Helly Hansen? I've been asking quiz questions you've been not answering. All you do is ignore me. No rear one? Well, I'm just kind of dragging along, I guess. You thought I was... My questions are always for everybody. You know... Everybody. Western Family, that's a good one. Who's that? What store is Western Family products? Is that thing farting a heart? What store can you get no name brand from as well? That's another one. You're gonna shower because you're going to the pub? Esther's gonna go get some tequila. You gave her some ideas. Superstore is correct for no name. Loblaws, I guess, in general, but Superstore is the big one. Yes, it's Sunday. Sunday's like bar day or what? You get money back when you sell them. Where is it? There it is. Seeing if I want to gas up, I can buy myself a maintenance trailer. Fuel up. And put the maintenance trailer back. Stephanie didn't know Western family. All right, let's reverse the question. Stephanie, what is Safeway's brand? Like, what's their home brand? So, like there's normally, they'll have Kraft Dinner. That's not the home brand, but the macaroni and cheese, what company is that? That's Safeway brand. There's a trailer sitting here too, eh? Investigate that. That trailer's full of crap. Well, I don't have a type of hitch for that one anyway. We want medium logs. Drummond Island wants a lot of medium logs. Go back to the trailer store. Get a lot of medium logs. Maybe Scott will take a guess then. No, you don't know the Safeway? Don't know. Safeway is there? Huh. Top of that. I'll have Alexa. I'll quiz Alexa, see if she knows. Alexa, what is Safeway's brand? Didn't know. She said Safeway is a food brand. Alexa, what is Safeway's store brand named? No, Alexa don't know either. Vanel has one. Guess you'll have to Google it. I can't remember actually which one it is now. Good quiz, eh? I don't even remember. Isn't it Blue Ribbon or what company is that? Where's Drummond? Island's that way, okay. We go here. Looks like the Western Family. I mean, Safeway is part of Sobeys. Whoa. Apparently that's the hard way. Alright, here's a quiz for Stephanie. What is your favorite grocery store? She says, I don't know, man, to that one. I tell ya. I think she's got to know the answer. Hey, Scott, does your grocery stores in your area have all the purple lights in the bathrooms too? Between Walmart and Sobeys, you couldn't pick one? Come on. Walmart has really expanded their groceries lately, that's for sure. No purple lights there. Stephanie, do you know why they have purple lights in the bathrooms at the grocery stores sometimes? They have them all over here. Well, I mean, you know, favorites is going to be your favorite, no matter what. Come on, like, do you really care what the prices are? Like, do you actually even think about prices? I'm talking about your favorite, not your family's favorite. You must prefer going to one. I mean, if you cared about prices, you wouldn't order Skip the Dishes or whatever, DoorDash from like 4 different places when you're ordering. It'd be like picking one place and that's it. Or not even using DoorDash because DoorDash is a ripoff. Although I do have DoorDash once in a while.
You are our guest.
William, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. I'll tell you one thing though, Walmart's not gonna get my favorite. Do you actually buy groceries often, Stephanie? How often do you buy groceries? Are you buying groceries for your whole family? What am I doing? Medium logs? More medium logs? Your favorite store is Superstore / Loblaws? There's a lot of people boycotting Superstore right now. Loblaws. They're mad. Mad that those guys are killing it. Killing the profit. Your CEO is getting the big bucks. I've been shopping at Costco. Costco is down, bar none, my favorite. I went to Costco today, in fact. Just you. Well, there you go. Is that where you get your junk food mostly? Buy junk food, you get it from the old Walmart. Good place to get junk food. I think these cheesies are from there, in fact. You know, in terms of grocery stores, or not grocery stores, but stores in general, Walmart isn't my favorite because they way take advantage of their workers. That's why I like Costco more, because Costco actually pays their workers a fair wage. I like supporting that. Save on can add up pretty quick, that's for sure. Esta's back from the pub already. Do you have any tequila?
You are our guest.
Magic, thank you for liking, much appreciated. You know, we're on the way to a milestone, eh? We keep up the pace that we're doing. Hit a milestone. Keep on liking. Oh, you haven't gone yet. I should ask in a poll sometime. Do you pre-drink? Oh, you're having a shower, getting ready. There you go. I was putting today. I was putting my sprinkler or my undergrounds on, and I got a shower from one of the sprinkler heads because it was plugged up. So I pulled it off, and it sprayed me like mad. It was like mud water. Fixed her up though. It's working now. Stupid place there changed the water restrictions, so had to reprogram the stupid clock on my thing. It used to be one way, and then they changed it to specific days for specific addresses. Gotta figure it out though, you know. They keep changing things constantly. They hit stones, poles, and trees. Right. Got this new garbage program now where you have to sort compostable materials and to one bin and plastics into another bin and garbage into another bin. Hard to keep everything straight too. It still probably winds up all the same place in the end. Like compostables are like papers and food. Or no. Yeah, compostables, paper and food stuff. Um, soiled cardboard like pizza boxes and stuff go in there too. And but the recycled bin, you could put cardboard and hard plastic in there, but not soft plastic. I don't think you can put straws in there. I think straws go in garbage. See, I don't really know. Different case for all sorts of different things. Do you have any of those recycling programs in your area, Scott? Like that? I can't keep it straight. When you're in a restaurant, you gotta put the crap in the right bin. It's like that, except at home too. Spend 5 minutes trying to figure out which bin. Oh yeah, that's right, because you're out of town. So you got like um you have like a septic field. You don't have to even do sewer and water and stuff. You know, I guess it's good for the environment, but what a pain in the butt. Although, you know, even with the recycling program, you know, you guys make sure you always cut the little rings in the 6-pack loops, you know, because you don't want no animal caught inside that. You have a lagoon and a transfer station. Oh, okay. I don't even know what a lagoon is. I kind of had an idea what a septic field was, but I never heard of lagoon. It sounds like something that you probably wouldn't want to swim in, though. How's this one for gas? That's some. Made a pond made for sewer collection. Is it like in that, you know how they redid Vacation? And then the family stops on the side of the highway and then they're swimming some swimming hole. Then they realize it's like a sewer site. When you do dishes or have a shower or do laundry, it goes into a lagoon. All right, so we got to drop it off here and there, I guess. So 1 log, 2 log. That's the lighthouse keeper. The worker's house. They just want 1. And then the farm here wants 2. I mean, I guess it's either way, right? Where we go across, we can cross there. Seems like a risky way to go. I wonder if that log station there has medium logs. It'll make life easier if it does. Stephanie, have you ever had booster juice? Scott's wondering. I've had booster juice. I like that one, the orange creamsicle one that they have there. It tastes just like orange, like an actual orange creamsicle. I think they got rid of it. Guess we'll fly through the gas station. I think that Stephanie would probably quite enjoy booster juice, actually, especially that creamsicle one. You like creamsicles, right, Stephanie? The orange one was Terminator. I thought it was called something like creamsicle, even. Hmm. I was confused when you said the Terminator. I thought maybe you're talking about movies. We'll go over there. Well, next time you do some DoorDash, order yourself the creamsicle one from Booster Juice. Booster Juice will be on DoorDash. What's another stop, right? I guess easier to go the other way there. I'm curious though, how come you are conscious about the cost of groceries, but not for family? How come you're like, why are you, how much could you possibly the price be that different between Walmart and the other store, Sobeys be? Well, I went the wrong way there. You don't treat your family all the time, but you go to the grocery store all the time? Oh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Oh, crap. You fall right out? There, we're lucky. You order your groceries for delivery? Man, you must be happy about the modern world. You don't have to go anywhere, eh? What kind of stuff is typically on your grocery order? Like, what do you normally buy? Is it like a big bill? God doesn't do modern stuff. Well, they probably wouldn't deliver to you anyway if you're out of town. They deliver to Stephanie because, you know, she's got all the dough, yo. Oh, crap. Stupid thing again. Stephanie single-handedly keeps the delivery business in her area in business. And she doesn't even tip sometimes. Because I asked her before she tips, and she says sometimes she does. They probably hate delivering there. I know when I was a delivery person, I hated going to the places that didn't tip. Excuse me. What they have here? They have long logs. Ooh, no mediums. You know, you tip even the corner store? I mean, you tip every time, you don't tip a lot. I tip if it's like a pickup counter or something like that, I don't tip, but if it's someone serves you or delivers to you, then I tip. Isn't it like you have to put a custom tip in every time then, or what? When you say you don't tip a lot, what do you mean? Because usually it's like 18% is like a considered a standard tip now. It used to be 15%. So do you tip less than 15%? You know, people tinker with your food if you don't tip enough, you know. You're worried about getting like COVID and stuff like that. You should be tipping. I was reading a thing where some guy was being accused of there's suspicion that he was dipping his balls in the salsa that somebody ordered. And one thing is I'm just wondering how one would detect that. You know? Like how do you come to the suspicion that somebody, like, do you taste a little ball or what? They don't really super need gas, but bad salsa. They taste salty. Damn, like that one. You know, I know somebody that worked at a Husky in high school, and somebody else told me that guy used to pee in the soup at Husky, and then they would laugh and watch people eat it. Isn't that nasty? Like gross. You know those Husky restaurants? He's not a cook at the Husky anymore, but that was back in the day. That's why I'm saying to Stephanie, you know, when she says she tips every time but doesn't tip a lot, she's like getting multiple drivers to come to her house to drop off big orders for her whole family. She should be tipping. I would tip at least 18% because those Door Dashers are notorious for tinkering with your food if they're not happy with the tip. You know, like some of them will lick it and some of them will do nasty stuff to it. That's the tips. I hate driving this truck here because it's always hard. You don't tip a lot in grocery? We're not talking about grocery. Who tips in grocery? I guess it's a delivery. So, I mean, that makes sense. I'm talking about DoorDash, though. Because DoorDash is reputed. Those guys mess around with your food. There's like all sorts of videos constantly out there. Plus, their DoorDash is ripping off the restaurant on top of it. You didn't answer what your typical grocery order is, though. Like, do you buy a lot of stuff, or is it like just a small order? Or do you just stock up once every 3 months? Doesn't notice the tampering, better start tipping. You know, I think Stephanie thinks we're pulling her leg here, but you know, you can check, you can verify this, Stephanie, if you look it up. Always be nice to the person that serves you food by treating them good. Well, that's not too bad, like a couple bags of groceries or stuff. So what do you normally tip when you tip your Door Dashers? Do you like do a percentage? It's not really special. You get a side of pubic hair in there, you know? Like seriously, like if the reason that you don't want to go into restaurants and stores and visit people is because you're afraid of COVID. 10% there, Esta? Is it tipping culture though in Australia? Because it's tipping culture in Canada and the U.S. You know, they're paying the people less because you know they expect you to tip. You know, like if you're a bartender in well, DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, it's all the same thing. When I say DoorDash, I'm referring to all of them. Um, you know, like there's some states, Esta, where like a bartender only makes $2 an hour. Like that's the minimum wage for them because they're expected to, you know, get hundreds of dollars of tips. But their actual legal minimum wage is like $2 an hour. Alexa, which state has the lowest minimum wage for servers? You make $40 an hour and more on weekends? Nice. Esta didn't know. Or not Esta. Alexa didn't know. Is that when you count the tips? And you know, the government, you know, when you're not tipping, there's another consequence here. I don't know. Stephanie probably doesn't realize this, but when you're not tipping good, like, you know, the standard 18 to 20%, um, you know, the government still wants taxes, right? And they think the server is lying if, you know, they underclaim. So basically, they're getting taxed on it no matter what. So even if you don't tip, they're going to be losing a bit to tax. Like if everybody kind of tipped low. You get 30 an hour in the bowling alley? Nice. I was curious. Which is that state that I was thinking of? See here, lowest minimum wage for servers in US. Yeah, it's $2.13 an hour is the minimum wage for servers in the United States. So basically, they expect you to get more than $30 or something like that. The cash wage combined with tips. And then what's the regular minimum wage? Minimum wage. The regular minimum wage is like $7.25 an hour. But it's $2.13 for servers. Yeah, I mean some states are more. I think, you know, California is like $20 an hour minimum wage for regular employees at least. In Canada, it's around 17, I think. Alexa, what's the minimum wage in British Columbia? Oh, it's 15.20 in British Columbia where I am. Which is, you know, way under livable wage. You know, because there's some, you know, some places like in British Columbia where the rent to rent a place is like you know, $2,000 a month, right? So I need to go get medium logs from there, I guess. You get 21 and you technically need 22. So how do we turn around here? It's gonna be tricky. I guess the trailer's empty. It doesn't matter if it gets banged up a bit. Goes over the edge. I think where Scott lives, it's way more reasonable than some areas of BC, though. Some areas of BC are pretty brutal for cost of living. Trudeau added more tax with carbon being the problem. Yeah, we don't even get it back. But you know, the one thing about BC though is Trudeau didn't add anything for us. We already had carbon tax since like 2007 or something like that when the Conservatives added it. There's no federal carbon tax here at all. Quebec and BC were exempt because we both provinces already had carbon tax. So any gas prices that went up, Scott, were actually just the oil companies, for us at least. Well, technically, BC increased their carbon tax a tiny bit.
You are our guest.
Recently, they increased it by 3 cents. Amar, thank you for liking. But that was the BC government, not the federal government. Yeah, it's actually was a conservative plan. It's funny they're so resistant about it, like the federal conservatives. It was like Harper and Christy Clark and Gordon Campbell did that. Your $200 shop is now a $400 shop. Are you talking about for groceries? You know, actually, I was reading a thing about that, and the economists figured it out, and it adds about $3 to a grocery bill. It's not very much, you know, because when you think about it, you know, they say trucks, you know, they got to pay more fuel or whatever, but when they're hauling stuff, but I mean, you're splitting that up among, you know, thousands of items, right? So, you know, if you got a truck that has, you know, a little bit extra fuel, like, you know, whatever it is, for wherever they're transporting to, they're not hauling one item. You know, politicians, I know they're all kind of crummy, aren't they? Your money is worth more? No, Canadian dollars is higher than Australian dollars, isn't it? American dollars is higher than Australian dollars. It's higher than Canadian dollars too. Alexa, what is the conversion for Canadian to Australian dollars? $1.11 Australian for $1 Canadian. Alexa, what's the conversion for US dollar and Australian dollar? It's $1.50 Australian dollars for $1 US. Farmers are dinged hard, and then truckers, and then it goes to us. Yeah, but the economists actually figured that out, Scott. That it's only like a few dollars on 100 or whatever it was. It wasn't very high. It's pretty minimal. You know, I'd rather not pay carbon tax, but and that's talking about these other ones. Um, these other ones that got the whole carbon tax added, not us that just got like a 2 cent increase. But where am I going? Where am I going, man? Going to the log station, man. But yeah, it's actually not that it's not that much. Farmers are actually for the federal carbon tax. I'm not sure for the BC one because that was already in place. But I was reading about it. Like I looked at the rules of it, and they said that uh, there's a lot of exempt items. Like there's some things they still gotta pay carbon tax on, right? There's slight increases, but um, it's actually not as bad as you would expect. I saw an interesting article actually. It was talking about, and Pierre Polivier likes to use it as an example. There's this mushroom farm in his riding that was complaining about the cost of how much more it's going to cost them, right? For carbon tax, and they showed their bill, and their carbon tax bill, when you look at it, because they use natural gas for drying the mushrooms or something. Their carbon tax bill was like super outrageous looking. So, you know, the thing is that while they angle at that, they say, oh, look how bad the carbon tax is. That's going to be a cost for consumer. But I calculated it out. I was kind of curious, so I calculated it out because they said how much. I looked up that business and how much stuff they, because the bill they showed was a month, right? And how much mushrooms they sell a month. And it was like if they passed on the cost to consumers, if every customer bought, basically, big bag of mushrooms, it would be about 1 penny, because just if you divide up the amount of the carbon tax bill compared to the amount of if they had to pass that on to consumers, and I calculated it myself. It was like a penny extra for the customers to buy their mushroom, and they were complaining about this carbon tax bill for, and that's with them not necessarily taking a more efficient process. It's just the cost with how it was. Like same system, just passing it straight on to customers based on the bill they had a picture of on the internet, and Pierre Polivier's uh, share that he had shared. So, if economists say it's like $3, for a grocery shop, and a penny, that's why penny for mushrooms or whatever. That's how they figure out the $3. They just figured out a scrim. Well, I mean, uh, at least their plan for the federal one for those people, it doesn't apply to us. At least for them, they get some money back, which is good, I guess. But as far as we go, I think our benefits are mostly in like a lowered income tax kind of thing. Like if you compare income taxes, unless you're making like 200 grand a year or something like that. Um, you're making 200 grand a year, it's not as good. But if you compare our income tax, and if you're making the same amount in Alberta, for example, you would be your income tax would actually be a lot higher in Alberta. Until like something like I can't remember what the number was, but I calculated it out too. I like to calculate out stuff for fun sometimes, just out of curiosity. Because I don't like necessarily believing what the newspapers and stuff say. I like to figure it out, myself. And they were, you have to make a pretty good chunk of coin before the income tax is cheaper in Alberta. So I guess supposedly BC's income tax is a little bit lower because of that. And I guess what they indicated is that BC Hydro recently increased the bill. They hadn't increased for a while. And I guess what they indicated with this last 3-cent raise they did on carbon tax, they're going to actually put that straight towards BC Hydro to so that it doesn't actually increase our bill for BC Hydro customers. So I don't know. I just like to read, make sure I find out what I can find out and stuff like that. But like another thing that does happen at the same time, where am I going at this? We're gonna go to Island Lake, right? So anyway, hopefully that provides some reassurance. Every dollar does count, but it's still not as bad as it's made out to be, And believe me, it doesn't matter who's the winner of the elections. It's all the same crap, different pile. Because they just take it out of different spots, basically. What do you think of ICBC? They monopolize insurance here and they're very expensive for nothing. I lived in Alberta before and the insurance is cheaper here. So I haven't had big issue with them. I mean my insurance isn't too bad, but I do have a fairly old car. There's the logs. We got to go over there or not. And go here. There. The trailer store. We should probably gas up again. What they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. True. There's some things that were nice about Alberta, but there's some things that were crappy about Alberta. I'll tell you, the weather's a whole lot nicer in BC, though. Holy cow, it gets cold there in the winters. At least compared to interior and coastal BC. I don't know about Prince George weather. in here. Sell my trailer. Empty. Prince George weather has his own weather. Well, you know, like what there's literally a quiz thing that I saw, you know, that said that Edmonton is colder than Mars. So parts of Manitoba is colder than Mars too, I guess. According to my watch. Do a repair. Bill. Sell the trailer. Yeah, it's funny that Maverick guy, he's from the Philippines. He was talking about he wanted to live in northern Alberta. I didn't even know you were gone, Stephanie. When did you say BRB? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you said 15 minutes ago. Well, there you go. Well, you're back. Welcome back. You did say BRB. I just missed it. Sometimes I miss the text, you know. Especially when it's just like 3 letters. Yeah, I found it kind of interesting, that whole carbon tax thing. Because it technically works. Like, you know, they did measure in BC that fuel use was down. You know, in the first 4 years, after 4 years, it was down by about 12%. So people did change their habits a little bit. You know, because that's what the goal is to habit form. As to whether that will make a big impact or not is another question, but you know, I know for sure I do things that, you know, to kind of help keep my gas bill down when I can. You know, I made sure when I chose my vehicle that I picked one that was fuel efficient instead of something that was not so fuel efficient. And I do take the bus a lot, you know, compared to driving. I don't really drive a ton. I mean, you know, I have the opportunity to do that. Not everybody has a transit system. I also tried to pick a more fuel or not, or a more higher efficiency furnace before when I had to upgrade my furnace. I haven't upgraded the furnace in this house that I live in right now, but in one of the other past houses I did do that. Programs like your recycling program and DoorDash. I don't know if DoorDash is really environmentally conscious though. But you know, I do try to follow the recycling program rules. But as far as, you know, the habits that it it was going after. You know, the same thing happened to my mom back in the day, actually. Um, she quit smoking because she was mad that they taxed cigarettes. It was like a long, long time ago. But um, she just was not happy with the amount that cigarettes started costing, so she quit cold turkey one day. That was it. They're programmed not to enjoy. Well, I mean, it's an incentive. I mean, I don't use the I actually still go to Costco and stuff like that, but I gas up at Costco. It's cheaper for gas there. Trips to the lake, visiting family is now more restrictive because of tax stuff. Well, I mean, you're paying. You just have to accommodate that. That's how much it's going to cost you. That doesn't stop me from traveling, but I'll make decisions where it'll save me money in the long run. But I mean, that's the goal of it. You want to save money, right? So then you just decide on things. You maybe get a more fuel efficient whatever. My next thing I'm gonna get is a door. I want to get a new door. That'll probably be better insulating and stuff like that. You always feel it, the air coming by. My door kind of sucks. You'll get a solar charge. That's an idea. You can give them some ideas. It's all how you frame it, though. I mean, they're gonna get your money no matter what. These other guys, they'll take away the carbon tax, like the if Pierre Poilievre wins, he'll probably take away the carbon tax, but he'll have some sort of other charge in its place. So they just won't provide the rebates to the people that are getting the rebates currently. You know, I kind of liked what they did with the, having a dental or adding some dental program stuff, and you know, um, that's too bad that that'll be going because you know people that can't afford it will actually be able to get their teeth taken care of. Like it's seniors and young kids, they don't necessarily need a lot of dental work, but the thing is I was telling Stephanie this is that you should go to the dentist when you can because they detect a lot of problems. There's a lot of things, and that can save our health care system a little bit of money if they detect things sooner than later. So I mean, I support that. If it's just different change. The same thing goes too with this. This decriminalization thing didn't go so well because they didn't put enough resources into place for to tackle it full on. But if they did that right, you know, uh, they could save a lot of money versus enforcement. Like they take care of the problems, by um, instead of throwing them in jail, for being addicts, they can maybe try to properly, get them to rehabilitate. Next, they'll put a prohibition on cars on alcohol if we start using cars out of it. They probably won't do that because they'll switch to EVs before that. But I mean, there's always multiple ways to tackle a problem. The problem is that, you know, you weigh it out for some things like that. If you're, you know, your tax money pays for either cops or your tax money pays for um, these, you know, extra programs that makes these people more, and you know, maybe more productive in, you know, getting rehabilitated and stuff like that. It adds up different ways, right? They should put a prohibition on alcohol if they start running on gas cars on it. It'd be funny. You'd have to really tune your engine though, I think, to do that. You know, one thing I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do is, uh, I'm surprised there isn't like a huge water tax. To be honest, I sound like one of them. Well, I thought you were just joking. They're not gonna make you can't run your car on alcohol. That's a valid tax source. If they like taxing the alcohol, a sin tax, isn't that what they call it? Should be interesting to see though if we get a new government. If old Poilievre gets rid of the marijuana, because he was really quite against legalizing that. You'd like free lunch and flights and accommodation whenever you work with your coworkers? Yeah, they fly all the politicians down there. Where am I right now? It's the farm, okay. But I mean, you know, that's part of the job, I guess, you know. Tell your MLA you don't like it. Or you could always become a politician yourself, I suppose. Do the change from within. Although, admittingly, I've been flown to a conference before. It's pretty awesome. That they pay for your flight and food and stuff for that kind of thing if they want you to learn some crap. They make the most carbon? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not like the politicians really care about that stuff. I mean, it's just basically to get whatever they say whatever they can to get votes. As long as they get some stuff done, right? We got wood. Turn off my engine, make my map. Yeah, I'm being environmentally conscious in the game here by stopping my engine to save some gas. I don't know. There's some stuff that you can kind of control, and there's some stuff you can't. The way I see it is I can't really control that, so I just try to make my bills cheaper where I can. They've had carbon tax since 2007 here, so I don't know. I don't think anything I do is going to really stop it. Doesn't matter who you vote for, practically, in that aspect. Do I like McDonald's coffee or A&W coffee? I don't really drink coffee, to be honest. I'll go to Starbucks and I'll have a refresher, or I'll have a frappuccino very, very occasionally. But most of the time it's not. Is it going up the top here? Drummond Island, so I gotta go way back there. All right, Starbucks. Yeah, $5. Isn't that what it's called? $5. Everything there is $5, whether it's like a piece of banana bread or. You like McDonald's and A&W? I like A&W. I like going there for their egg McMuffin, or no, not egg McMuffin, but their egg bacon and egger on English muffin. I drink coffee? I don't know. I don't like drinking hot drinks that much. I'll occasionally have a hot chocolate, but I haven't had a lot of coffee probably since um I worked night shift at the mines, like a coal mine. Back then I had coffee because it was terrible working night shift. You gotta start your day at 4 in the morning. Your breakfast. My mom used to make. Because I was a summer student, I stayed at my parents. Um, my mom used to make me and my dad. He also worked at the mine. Some porridge and some coffee. Good thick porridge, stick to your ribs porridge. And then I probably have a cup of coffee at work too. Yeah, I've never been a big coffee drinker. Is Stephanie here? Hey, Stephanie, do you drink coffee? Stephanie's actually a coffee drinking chain smoker, you know? No? Uh, Esther said I'm the only one she knows that doesn't. Well, now you know Stephanie doesn't as well. What's your favorite pop, Stephanie? I like Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero. I tend to pick, either drink the 0 calorie drink or whatever when I can. Probably just as bad for you, but a little less sugar and stuff. You know what's annoying to me is that it's hard to go to a fast food joint and actually get anything diet or 0 calorie pop that isn't Coke or Pepsi. You know, like like you can go to A&W and you get diet root beer, but any other fast food or restaurant or whatever, it's always just Coke or Pepsi, and that's it. Like there's never diet Sprite, diet Dr. Pepper, orange, diet orange kind of stuff. Like if you want, because sometimes I might want a uncaffeinated um like supper time or something, you might want an uncaffeinated pop. But there's never a choice for uncaffeinated beverages at restaurants or whatever, like I don't mind caffeine earlier in the day, but I might not want some at like supper time. Keep me up. Orange Crush. I like Orange Crush. Ginger ale sometimes. I like that Zevia pop. I have to bring when I bring the bottles back though. You have to scan your cans and stuff. Beer's uncaffeinated. That's true. Um, you have to scan your cans to return them. The stupid scanner, you got to put those Zevias in about 5 times because it doesn't scan them properly. Yeah, sometimes I'll have a beer, but depends what I'm craving. You like ever getting Slurpees from 7-Eleven? Can't find diet Slurpees either. Those are they don't like putting them because I guess those are really tough on their machines. You always wanted to try mead You never had mead? I've had mead. Mead's good. You know what I've been into lately is um apple cider, or not apple cider, but pear cider. I like pear ciders. I think it's called Growers Market or something like that. I'd have to remember the brand, but it's a Kelowna brewery. Um, it's really good, nice and smooth. Diet stuff isn't addictive. Yeah, I went to Denny's there actually for breakfast today, and can't put it there because of the other trailer. Yeah, they put sugar in everything. John Oliver, like last week, this tonight was they put up on the YouTube. They put up all our first season of episodes, and I watched the episode on sugar today. Actually, it's big business, man. You know, like the Sugar Association or whatever. They promote it as being like good for you. They really spend money to convince you too. I don't doubt John Oliver is correct on that one. The reason I watched that one actually is because John Oliver was talking about Doug Ford in that episode. So it caught my eye, so I watched the episode on sugar and Doug Ford. They're like laughing at the Ford brothers back then. It was 10 years old, that show, that episode. And they're laughing at the Ford brothers, and you know, because Doug Ford was also going for mayor. That was before Rob Ford died, I think. You've heard Rockstar and Monster drinks will mutate your DNA. Well, I'm not sure about that or not, but I've never really gotten into those. I've never actually. The last energy drink that I've had was Jolt Cola. I don't know if you remember that or have even heard of that, but it was all the sugar and twice the caffeine was the tagline. And that was ages and ages ago when that was out. It's long gone now. But yeah, I've never had a Rockstar or a Monster. Not really good for you, you know, like although one of my brothers really likes them. But you know, I don't think that's good for health. You know Jolt Cola? I remember wanting to try it, so I remember trying it. I bet you Stephanie's never heard of Jolt Cola. Or Esta. I wonder how far reach Jolt Cola was if they got all the way to Australia. You know, that's one thing about all these things, you know. You don't like the government, but you know who's controlling the government? Is these corporations. You know, they lobby the crap out of them, they pay them off, they give them bonuses. They make it worth their while. So behind every political decision, it's some corporation somewhere, you know. Hey, Sophie. You don't have that there. Well, it's long gone.
You are our
Jolt
guest.
Cola was like a thing like 20 years ago or something like that. It was ages ago.
Oh, not there.
Thank you
Okay,
for
how about
liking
here?
and
Ooh, that feels
sharing.
good.
Much appreciated. What do you think of energy drinks there, Sophie? Yeah, that's who's really in charge, you know, it's the corporations. You don't like them? You know, isn't it like in the bar? Esta might be able to answer this. But in the bar, isn't it like they won't even mix the Rockstar um with the alcohol because it's kind of dangerous? Like they'll give you the drink that has that side by side and then you mix it yourself. Never again will touch them. Because there's some sort of drinks that you can order that are like Rockstar and something. But the bartender won't actually mix it. Blackstone and other groups. Yeah, and you know there's not that many different companies too running everything too. You know, like if you look at who owns what, you know, it comes down to a pretty small group. You know, like if you look at Kraft, it's like owns like all these different food companies and oil companies. A lot of them are the same company. Groceries are like, you know, there's 30% of all the grocery stores in Canada are owned by Sobeys, or not Sobeys, Loblaws. Made it one time, made your heart race. Oh, really? I've never tried Monster or the other one. I just tried Jolt, and that was it. I thought this didn't taste that great, so I think I only had it one time even. It's all right. Wasn't anything special though. Brands you like are owned by Blackstone and Kraft, and yeah, there's not very many. There's a lot of companies seem to own everything. Red Bull, 8% are still mom and pops. Yeah, because I was looking at something and talking about groceries, you know, and for as many Costco's and Walmarts as there is, if you took every Costco and Walmart store and you add them all together, there's still there would still be less stores than any one of the big three between Overweighty, or not Overweighty, Loblaws, Sobeys, and Metro. So those three companies own like everything. So, you know, if you get a chance, support your mom and pops shops. That's the ones that are locals. That's usually better food anyway. For whatever. Where am I on the map? Go to the corner here. Does Julian like the Red Bulls, Sophie? A lot of streamers really like that stuff. Energy drinks. Drink NOS here and there. Never had that. I have no idea what it tastes like. Well, there we go. We made it to the island. Stephanie hasn't talked in a while. Gotta deduct every minute that she doesn't talk. Well, I'm gonna wrap up actually. I'm gonna go look and see if I can find Northern Lights. So if you haven't followed yet, please do so. Whatever role you played today, thank you so much. Most recent chatters: Scott, Sophie, Esta. Have you seen the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, in person? 72% said no. So there we go. Interesting. I don't think Stephanie's here, is she? Oh, there she is. Add Stephanie to the recent chatters now. Have a good night, everybody.